Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Gaurav Sharma, and with me is Renuka, bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment, and more. As the world fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of caution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. The headlines. India administers over 4 crore 50 lakh COVID vaccinations in the country. Vaccine expert group calls for increasing the interval between 2 doses of Covishield between 4 to 8 weeks. India supplies second shipment of mobile harbour cranes to Iran to develop Chabahar port. Catch the Rain campaign launched by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on World Water Day. Gandhi Peace Prize 2020 conferred on Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. 2019 prize for late Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed Al Saeed of Oman. At the National Film Awards, Malayalam movie Marakar Arbi Kadadinde Simham backs the Best Feature Film Prize. And in cricket, India to take on England in the first of the 3-match ODI series in Pune on Tuesday. In India, over 4 crore 50 lakh 65,000 doses of COVID vaccines have been administered to the beneficiaries in the country so far. The Union Health Ministry said that more than 4 lakh 62,000 doses were given to the beneficiaries in the last 24 hours. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 95.75%, with the total recovery of more than 21,000 patients in the last 24 hours. The ministry said over 1 crore 11 lakh patients have recovered from the disease. Meanwhile, the union government has written to the states and the union territories to increase the interval between 2 doses of Covishield from 4 to 8 weeks. The decision was based on recommendation of the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, NTAGI, and the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration for COVID-19, NEGVAC. This decision of the revised time interval between the 2 doses is applicable only to Covishield and not to Covaxin.
The second consignment of Made in India vaccines have arrived in Bhutan on Monday. In a spiritual ceremony, the consignment was received in Paro. With this, Bhutan is all set for its nationwide mass vaccine rollout. Speaking on the occasion, Foreign Minister of Bhutan, Dr. Tandi Dorji, thanked India for the gesture.
I remember Prime Minister Modi quoting the ancient Tamil poet Kariyan Pungun Ranar at the UNGA in 2019 with the words Yadu Mure Yavrum Kurer, meaning that we belong to all places and to everyone. This sense of belonging beyond borders is very unique to India, and it is being aptly demonstrated by India's compassionate and humane Vaccine Maitri initiative. It is for this reason that India continues to receive due recognition from the global community for its magnanimity and wholehearted support to those countries that need help the most. Bhutan has benefited immensely from India's support, not only in our fight against the COVID, but in all other sectors. We have never been let down, and we know that we can rely on our closest friend and neighbor. Despite its own domestic needs, India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has become a savior for many countries, and especially for Bhutan, to whom it has provided its assurance for its entire vaccine needs.
The Russian Direct Investment Fund, RDIF, has signed an agreement with Virchow Biotech Private Limited for production of up to 200 million doses per year of Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine. Virchow Biotech is the 4th Indian company to sign a production agreement with RDIF. The Phase 2 and Phase 3 clinical trials of the Sputnik V vaccine is being conducted by Dr. Reddy's in partnership with the Russian Direct Investment Fund. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
3 steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki duri to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene.
The Gandhi Peace Prize is being conferred on Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman for the year 2020 and to late Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed Al Saeed of Oman for the year 2019. The award carries an amount of 1 crore rupees, a citation, a plaque and an exquisite traditional handicraft item. Gandhi Peace Prize is an annual award instituted by the government since 1995, the 125th birth anniversary commemoration year of Mahatma Gandhi. The award is open to all persons regardless of nationality, race, language, caste, creed or sex. A report.
The Government of India has announced that the Gandhi Peace Prize for the year 2020 will be conferred on the legendary leader of Bangladesh and its founding father Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The decision was taken by a committee headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi unanimously. Chief Justice of India and the leader of the largest opposition party in Lok Sabha were also members of the selection committee. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman has been selected for the award for his outstanding contributions towards social, economic and political transformation through non-violent and other Gandhian methods. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib was a champion of human rights and freedom. He is a hero to Indians as well. Prime Minister Modi said that the path shown by Bangabandhu has laid a strong foundation for the partnership, progress and prosperity of both countries. The Gandhi Peace Prize recognized the unparalleled contribution of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in inspiring the liberation of Bangladesh and promoting peace and non-violence in the Indian subcontinent. Started in 1995, the award carries an amount of rupees 1 crore, a citation, a plaque and an exquisite traditional handicraft item. Rajesh Jha, World News, All India Radio, Dhaka.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Bangabandhu was a champion of human rights and freedom and is a hero to Indians as well. Let's listen to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's speech at Ramlila Maidan in New Delhi in January 1972 during his visit to India.
আমার জনসাধারণ ভারতবর্ষের জনসাধারণের কাছে কৃতজ্ঞ আর যেভাবে 1 কোটি লোকের খাওয়ার বন্দোবস্ত এবং ঢাকার বন্দোবস্ত আপনারা করেছেন আমি জানি ভারতবর্ষের মানুষও দুঃখী আছে সেখানে তারাও কষ্ট পাচ্ছে তাদেরও অভাবিত আছে তা থাকতেও তারা সর্বস্ব দিয়েছে আমার লোককে সাহায্য করার জন্য চিরদিন আমরা তা ভুলতে পারবো না
Sultan Qaboos was a visionary leader whose twin policy of moderation and mediation in addressing international issues won him praise and respect across the globe. Prime Minister Modi has recalled the contribution of Sultan Qaboos to India-Oman ties when he passed away by saying that he was a true friend of India and provided strong leadership for developing a strategic partnership between India and Oman.
India supplies 2 mobile harbour cranes, MHCs, each weighing 100 tons to Iran on Monday. In a tweet, the Indian embassy in Iran said that it is part of India's continued commitment towards development of Phase 1 of Shahid Beheshti port in Chabahar. This is the second such consignment of equipment shipped to the strategic port at Chabahar. India had earlier supplied 2 140-ton MHCs in January this year. Shipping Minister Mansukh Mandavia said that the step is continuing with India's commitment to develop Chabahar port. Foreign Affairs Minister of Afghanistan, Mohammad Hanif Atmar, has arrived in New Delhi for an official visit to India. Upon arriving in Delhi, the minister tweeted that he is looking forward to holding talks with External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, on the Afghan peace process, upcoming regional forums on peace and development in Afghanistan, security and economic cooperation. Meanwhile, United States Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met Afghan President Ashraf Ghani on Sunday. In the meeting, both expressed their concerns over the increase of violence in the country, according to reports. Austin stressed that the lasting peace is the main solution for the current situation in Afghanistan. Austin's trip comes after he paid a visit to India, where he met Indian officials. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, during his visit to India, stated that U.S. President Joe Biden has not made a final decision on the pullout of U.S. troops from Afghanistan yet.
Bangladesh is celebrating the historic event of its liberation from Pakistan and the birth centenary of its founding father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. This year also marks 50 years of the liberation of Bangladesh from Pakistan. Today's Hotspot section is dedicated to the innumerable lives that were lost in the state-orchestrated genocide during the Bangladesh Liberation War struggle. Prasar Bharati Special Correspondent Rajesh Jha spoke to Lieutenant Colonel retired Sajjad Zahir, one of the Mukti Yodhas who fought for the liberation of Bangladesh. In a poignant narrative, the Liberation War hero recounts the horrors inflicted by the Pakistan Army during the genocide of Bangladeshis.
Lieutenant Colonel Zahid describes his childhood and his entry into the Pakistani army as a young officer. He describes the tumultuous times of the genocide and his escape from East Pakistan.
I was born on 11th April 1951. My father was a soldier in the British Army. I was quite good in studies, so I managed to sit in the Cadet College, which was a prestigious institute of East Pakistan, and went to that academy for 6 years. That made me feel that I should join the Pakistan Army. People today in Bangladesh do not realize that we had very less opportunity to get a military job in Pakistan Army. Hardly 8.5 to 9% officers were from East Pakistan who could join the Pakistan Army. I passed out from the academy with a very high grade. I was posted to 14 Para Brigade in Sialkot, the elite brigade of Pakistan. But by this time, the genocide in Bangladesh started and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman declared his independence. We are not much aware of the situation going on in East Pakistan, staying in the cantonment in initial stages. And when I came to know what type of genocide they are committing in Bangladesh, they are killing our intellectuals, killing our students, raping our women and killing them, killing the innocent villagers, and they are on the rampage. They are determined to kill as many people as possible so that we become the minority and not the majority population of Pakistan. That was the time I had to decide. I remembered about the tragedy of Hamlet, to be or not to be, to do or not to do. I decided to do.
Lieutenant Colonel Zahid goes on to talk about his encounter with the Indian Army subsequent to his escape from East Pakistan. He talks about his escape into India and the intelligence inputs he provided to bolster the Indian Army's support for the liberation struggle of Bangladesh. He said that it resulted in the Pakistani army sentencing him to execution by a firing squad.
I managed to escape through Sakargarh into J&K into India. And later on, I was apprehended by Indian Central Reserve Police. I managed to earn their confidence some way, and later on I had the opportunity of getting the audience of the military over there. I was brought to Pathankot, from there to Delhi. From there, Indian authorities contacted Mujibnagar government, and our Commander-in-Chief fortunately took a lot of interest in me and requested General Sam Manekshaw immediately send me Mujibnagar. That was in 8th sector of Kolkata. While escaping from Pakistan, I thought, and I knew also, that Indian government, Indian people are helping us so much. Indian government is sheltering our refugees, maybe millions of them. I didn't know the number at that time. Also helping in training the Mukti Bahini, attending to our sick and wounded, attending to the victims of genocide. And the common people of India rose to help the Bengali population. And I must do something for this country also. As much as possible, I collected all the Pakistan Army's dispositions, plans, locations, and whatever I could, put it inside the soul of my book and brought it to India. This really helped. I heard later on the Indian forces in their operation in the western sector. And I was able to pay back a little bit of a gratitude to those soldiers and to that government who are helping so much in our liberation war struggle. That was my humble contribution. But the Pakistan Army also did not spare me. They tried me in a court martial. Court martial was held by Colonel Khandani, a Punjabi officer. I was given a death sentence to be shot by the firing squad. They came to know some way later on that I had taken away some information which was vital for them. They came to know that I had deserted from the post of duty. So I was branded as a traitor. And interestingly, my death sentence, as known, is still valid today. But who cares? My country is independent. I live in sovereign Bangladesh.
The war hero, India talks about the joint offensive mounted by the Indian and Bangladeshi allied forces, all in the latter stage of the war. In a moving account, Lieutenant Colonel Zahid describes him carrying the dead and wounded Indian soldiers as he pays homage to the sacrifices by the young soldiers.
I started doing my operations one after one, day and night, till the time I came to know that Bangladesh and India have together made an agreement and formed into the allied force called Jodh Bahini. That means in case of a war against Pakistan, two forces will join up together. From that time, that happened on 21st November 1971. After that, I had taken part in a number of operations alongside and by the side of Indian Army. I took part in a number of battles: Battle of Baralekha, Battle of Shamshernagar, Battle of Juri, Battle of Kulaura, Battle of Fenchugam, Battle of Mongla Bazar and Select Town, and so many auxiliary battles. And here I came to know in depth about the Indian Army and their operations. Previously I knew them in the training field where they were training the Mukti Bahini. Here I found their spirit of sacrifice, their love and devotion for their country, their love and devotion for the common people and the suffering humanity in Bangladesh, and I was overwhelmed by their sacrifices. In every battle, I fought side by side with them. I saw so many dead bodies. I had the opportunity of carrying dead Indian soldiers' body on my shoulders and the screaming wounded soldiers to the first aid post. These are all a part of memory. And I always remember that the blood of the Indian soldiers, thousands of them, are flowing through Padda, Meghna, Jamuna and Tista. And still those rivers will recall that they had carried the blood of the Indian soldiers. It was a massive sacrifice. We forget about the sacrifice. We only say 13-14 days war. But one day in a war is a very difficult day to pass. Indian Army did sacrifice a lot, more than 12,000 wounded. What a sacrifice. Most of the soldiers are from the age of 17 and a half, 18 to 20 years of age. They haven't left any of their children to remember them even. Only their mother and father crying, and the nation weeping. And people like us looking to them.
The struggles and sacrifices of these young men did not go in vain, as Bangladesh gained their cherished independence on the 26th of March in 1971.
The Indian Embassy in Beijing on Monday said that a recent notification by Chinese authorities relating to visa facilitation does not apply to foreign students. The embassy in a notification said Chinese authorities at various levels continue to maintain their position that overseas students are temporarily unable to enter China. They explained the decision based on last year's announcement to temporarily suspend the entry of foreigners holding valid Chinese visa and residence permits following the outbreak of COVID-19. A report from our Beijing correspondent.
Chinese authorities have been saying that they are aware of the concerns of the students and have asked all relevant Chinese universities to maintain close contact with the students besides continuing with the online courses. But students lament that there is a lack of communication from their universities regarding any curriculum readjustments or any possible date of return. They have time and again highlighted the problems of online studies as many subjects involve lab practical. They have already lost one full year and are worried about the value of their degrees due to involvement of online courses. Chinese Embassy in New Delhi said in a notification last week it will start issuing visas to foreigners who need to travel to China, but only if they have taken a Chinese-made COVID-19 vaccine. The rule, however, did not help Indians, including students, to get visas since New Delhi has not approved use of China-made vaccines in the country. For World News, All India Radio, Beijing.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has begun a visit to China on Monday. Moscow and Beijing are seeking to reduce their dependence on the US dollar and Western payment systems. Lavrov, on a two-day visit to China, is expected to hold talks with his Chinese counterpart. Speaking to Chinese media before the start of his visit, Lavrov said Moscow and Beijing were compelled to develop independently of Washington in order to thwart what he said were US attempts to curb their technological development.
Moving on to Australia, where Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced disaster relief for flood-affected New South Wales residents of Australia on Sunday. Australia's federal government has activated disaster relief for those who are significantly injured, lost homes or had their homes damaged. The NSW and the federal government have signed 16 natural disaster declarations in areas spanning the central and mid-north coast from Hunter Valley near Sydney to Coffs Harbour, said NSW Emergency Services Minister David Elliott. The Australian government had earlier declared a natural disaster in large swaths of New South Wales as heavy rains battered the state, forcing thousands to evacuate. The Ministry of External Affairs, in association with the Indian Chamber of Commerce, ICC, North-Eastern Chapter, organized a North-East buyer-seller meet in Guwahati on Monday. The meet is aimed at harnessing the potential and the strength of the North-Eastern region by linking its products and services to the markets in the neighboring countries Bhutan, Bangladesh and Nepal. The event was organized in a hybrid mode to maximize its reach. The North-Eastern Buyer-Seller Meet featured participation from over 100 entrepreneurs in B2B meetings, including 70 from the North-Eastern region and 30 from the neighboring countries. A mini-expo was also held to showcase the products and services. It was widely acknowledged that post-pandemic, a boost to the industries was very much required, and the event was held at the right time. This is All India Radio giving you the world news.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said water security and effective water management is crucial for rapid development. The Prime Minister said this while launching Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain campaign virtually on the occasion of World Water Day on Monday.
जैसे जैसे भारत विकास के पथ पर बढ़ रहा है, जल संकट की चुनौती उतनी ही बढ़ती जा रही है। अगर देश ने पानी की बचत पर ध्यान नहीं दिया, पानी का दोहन नहीं रोका, तो आने वाले दशकों में स्थिति बहुत ज्यादा बिगड़ जाएगी। और हमारे पूर्वजों ने हमें पानी दिया है, ये हमारी जिम्मेवारी है कि हमारी आगे वाली पीढ़ी को हमें पानी सुरक्षित देकर के जाना चाहिए।
Mr. Modi noted that the awareness around Jal Shakti mission is increasing. He expressed happiness that villagers are trying to save rainwater and educate others to promote efficient use of water. Mr. Modi called for more participation of women in Jal Jeevan mission. On the occasion, Union Minister of Jal Shakti and Chief Ministers of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh signed the Memorandum of Agreement to implement the Ken-Betwa Link project. This is the first project of the National Perspective Plan for interlinking of rivers.
The 67th National Film Awards 2019 were announced on Monday. Malayalam movie Marakar Arbi Kadalinde Simham, directed by Priyadarshan, will be awarded the Best Feature Film. Announcing the awards, the chairman of the feature films jury, N. Chandra, said Sanjay Puran Singh Chauhan will be given the Best Direction Award for the Hindi film Bahattar Hure. He said actor Manoj Bajpayee will be awarded the Best Actor for the Hindi movie Bhosle, and Dhanush will get the award for the Tamil movie Asuran.
Best Hindi Film Award goes to Chichore.
अब सब गलत कर रहे हैं भाई। 36 के बाद का प्लान सबके पास है, लेकिन अगर गलती से फेल हो गए तो फेलियर से कैसे डील करना है, कोई बात ही नहीं करना चाहिए। बेटा इतने मार्क्स ले आओ, ये वाला कॉलेज मिलेगा, बेटा वो कॉलेज चले जाओ, ये वाला जॉब मिलेगा। अरे 10 लाख बच्चे बैठते हैं, 10,000 बच्चों का सिलेक्शन होता है, 9,90,000 बच्चे, उनको पता ही नहीं कि क्या करना है, उसकी तैयारी तो कभी की नहीं।
Kangana Ranaut will get Best Actress Award for her movies Manikarnika, The Queen of Jhansi and Panga.
लड़ेंगे ताकि आने वाली पीढ़ियां अपनी आजादी का उत्सव बनाए। हम लड़ेंगे और छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज के स्वराज के सपने को पुनः जीवित करेंगे। मैं वो मशाल बनूंगी जो हर भारतीय के अंदर आजादी की भूख बनकर दहके। जब बेटी उठ खड़ी होती है तभी विजय बड़ी होती है।
खूब लड़ी मर्दानी थी वो, झांसी वाली रानी थी वो।
Vijay Sethupathi will be awarded the Best Supporting Actor Award for Tamil film Super Deluxe, and Pallavi Joshi will get the Best Supporting Actress Award for Hindi film The Tashkent Files. B. Prag will get the Best Male Singer Award for song Ran Patela in Marathi movie Bardo. D. Iman will get Best Music Direction Award for his songs in the film Vishwasam. Anita Anand, World News.
The Sensex today logged modest losses amid weakness in the global stocks. The rupee appreciated 14 paise against the US dollar. A report from the Business World.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange fell 87 points to close at 49,771. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also slipped 8 points to settle at 14,736. In the Sensex pack, shares of 15 companies closed with gains, while 15 ended down. In sectoral indices, 12 out of 19 sectors gained. In the global equity market, Asian stocks fell amid surge in bond yields and worries regarding rising inflation worldwide. However, China's Shanghai Composite Index gained 1.1%. Japan's Nikkei declined 2.1% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng ended 0.4% down. Singapore's Straits Times fell 0.2% and South Korea's Kospi slipped 0.1%. European stocks were mixed in intraday trade. The major equity indices recovered their early losses. Oil prices remained steady amid worries about a drop in demand for fuel products. In intraday trade, the Brent was trading around $64.70 per barrel. Back home, gold prices fell 240 rupees per 10 grams at multi-commodity exchange for April contracts in sync with losses in the international markets. Gold futures was around 44,780 rupees per 10 grams. Silver futures also declined 1,330 rupees to trade around 66,200 rupees per kilogram for May contracts. And at the forex market, the rupee strengthened 14 paise to 72 rupees and 38 paise against the US dollar. Nishit Kumar for World News, All India Radio.
The Indian naval ship Jalashwa on Monday has reached the port of Ihuala, Madagascar, with humanitarian assistance to the country. INS Jalashwa is delivering a consignment of 1,000 metric tons of rice and 1 lakh tablets of hydroxychloroquine to help Madagascar in dealing with severe drought in South Madagascar.
Moving on to sports, India will take on England in the first of the 3-match one-day international series in Pune on Tuesday. Indian team's confidence is soaring high after a resounding T20 series win, and it would look to win the ODI series as well, while the bruised England will look to bounce back after facing defeats in the Test as well as in T20 series. In cricket, South Africa women has registered a series-clinching 6-wicket win against Indian women in the second T20 international played at Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ekana Cricket Stadium in Lucknow.
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. The Washington Post says that AstraZeneca's US trial shows vaccine is 79% effective. The Guardian writes that China returns 8 activists jailed for trying to flee Hong Kong. Globe and the Mail writes that Firefly test aims to shed light on COVID-19 vaccine endurance. The Himalayan Times reports that Amnesty International calls on FIFA to act on labour abuses in Qatar as World Cup qualifiers kick off. And Khalij Times reports that UAE mobile units to detect COVID and vaccinate residents. A quick look at the headlines once again. India administers over 4 crore 50 lakh COVID vaccinations in the country. Vaccine expert group calls for increasing the interval between 2 doses of Covishield from 4 to 8 weeks. India supplies second shipment of mobile harbour cranes to Iran to develop Chabahar port. Catch the Rain campaign launched by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on World Water Day. Gandhi Peace Prize 2020 conferred on Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, 2019 prize for late Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed Al Saeed of Oman. At the National Film Awards, Malayalam movie Marakar Arbi Kadazinde Simham bags the best feature film. And in cricket, India to take on England in the first of the 3-match ODI series in Pune on Tuesday. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to his favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan, by artists from Finland.
Vaishnav Jana to tene kahiye je pir parai jani re. Vaishnav Jana to tene kahiye je pir parai jani re. Para tu
And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.